What's up, guys? Anton Anderson here, co-founder of Elite Resource Team. So I previously recorded this video that talked about the basic structure of a virtual family office and received a ton of questions on how to actually go about building the relationships that should exist within your virtual family office. So I wanted to take a minute to kind of break that down in today's video, and I'm going to do that by sharing my screen here. So first of all, I'm a huge believer in who, not how. Like if you haven't read that book from Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy, great book. Read it in person, listen to it, whatever you do. It's definitely worth the 10, 15 bucks. So using that basic concept of who, not how, what we're trying to do is not build our expertise in every single area that a client might need, but rather we have our expertise. And then we just need to understand who do we need to build relationships with that are the best at what they do, okay? So you really want to think about your relationships in two different ways. You're going to have your local team, and then you're going to have a national team. Your local team, I used to refer to local as in geography, right? It doesn't necessarily need to be anymore, but basically here's what I think of when I think of a local team. They're competent professionals, meaning they're good at what they do, but you're going to find them in most areas. So it's like just a solid business attorney, an estate planning attorney, a business banker, real estate agent, mortgage agent, wealth manager, or insurance agent if you're not an expert in either of those areas. Other people would be like payroll specialists, So just good go-to professionals. That's who I would refer to as individuals on your local team. National team is a whole different conversation. If you want me to record a video on who should be on your national team and how to go about building those relationships, let me know in the comments section below. I'd be happy to talk about that in a future video. But again, specifically talking about local relationships, here's what you want to do. You want to sit down, and I'll role play. I'll give you some bullet points here in a moment. But you want to sit down with them and make sure they understand your virtual family office. Like, what is a virtual family office? What's that experience like for a client? Why would they want to consider working with you within your VFO experience? So you want to sit down, explain your virtual family office. You want to communicate with them on a monthly basis. Now, obviously, it's important to do that and even more frequently than that if you're working on clients together. But regardless, even if you're not working on clients yet, treat them like in a client. Like reach out and build a relationship, communicate, deliver value, share videos or articles with them that you think would be valuable, make introductions wherever you can. So what happens is they should become your go-to anytime your client has needs or even a prospect. Even if you don't get to work with the client, always look for opportunities to make an introduction anytime there are needs that are in their area of expertise or with other professionals that you think they would benefit from. So great example, you have a business owner that just moved into the community. You want to ask them, tell me about your business banker here I'm in San Diego, so I might ask that, but wherever you're located. Oh, I don't really have anyone yet. Oh, interesting. You know what? I've got a great business banker I would love to introduce you to. He's super proactive with his clients, and I think you'd really enjoy an introduction. So what I'm going to do after our meeting is send an email introducing the two of you, and I'll let you kind of take it from there. So that's an example of introducing, or a professional relationship would be, let's say, for example, I'm sitting down with a business broker. Tell me about the relationships you have with business attorneys. I've got a couple, but none that are really exceptional. You know what? I've got a great business attorney. I think it would definitely be worth your time to sit down for a coffee and get to know one another. So again, there's prospect or client introductions, and then there's professional introductions. Either way, you're looking to bring them value. We're activating what's called the law of reciprocity. And what that means, if you're not familiar with it, is as human beings, we are wired in a way that when somebody does something for us, we naturally want to do something back for them. So we are looking for ways to bring value before we ever ask for anything. So once you build the relationship, you're comfortable with who they are, you've made a couple introductions, then you want to ask for introductions. Now, for me, because my business was always focused on building the relationships with the leveraged professional, the accountant, the CPA, the attorney, etc., I was always asking the professionals or my local team for introductions to accountants and other centers of influence that they know that they could introduce me to. So that way I'm exponentially growing not only my virtual family office, but also my core relationships with an attorney or a CPA, because I really see me as the financial advisor and them as the tax professional, legal professional, as the core of the virtual family office client needs. But for you, it might be different. You might be looking for introduction still to retirees, business owners, whatever your niche is. Those are the types of introductions you would want from your local team. But again, don't ask until you've brought value. Local team language. So it should be pretty simple to get meetings, whether it's coffee or over Zoom, with local professionals. And again, not necessarily local in terms of geography, but good professionals, business brokers, business bankers, business attorneys, estate planning attorneys, payroll specialists, like real estate agents, commercial agents, mortgage agents, just good, competent professionals that you have clients that will eventually need their services, or you have other professional relationships. So get introductions from clients, prospects, other professionals, or use the internet. Like it's not difficult to get meetings with these types of professionals. And when you sit down with them, what you want to do, and I'm just going to role play some language here, kind of rough off the top of my head, is you want to explain, what, I've been reflecting a little bit on my clients' needs, the shifting of the marketplace to do with complexity of tax code and just the overall the investment markets, as well as the value that I can deliver as a professional, the value that my business delivers. And what I've realized is that clients are really best served when they have a team of professionals that come together to offer them more proactive and holistic planning. You know, Historically, unfortunately, a lot of professionals in our industries tend to work individually in silos, and sometimes they even view other people as competition. I want to get rid of that train of thought. I want to really come together and work cohesively, synergistically with a team of like minded professionals, again, to offer that type of proactive and holistic planning for our mutual clients. So, what I'm doing is I'm putting in effort to develop a handful of relationships with professionals who share that same mindset. And I would like them to become a member of my local virtual family office. When I have clients' needs that are in your area of expertise, I'll bring them to you. Likewise, what I'm looking to do is form these types of relationships and make sure that we're not just trading referrals. Like, I'm not just saying I'm going to give them your name and phone number, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to start asking deeper questions, having better conversations. And when I identify somebody that has your need, I'm going to make an introduction and be part of that conversation and just make sure that everything's being looked at. We're turning over all the stones to make sure we're looking at all their personal and their professional needs. And on top of my area of expertise, which is XYZ, whatever it is, don't expand it, just talk about what you're specifically very good at. So on top of my area of expertise, as well as your area of expertise, I'm building other relationships with local professionals in addition to a national team of top planning specialists I have. And those planning specialists really focus on 5 different disciplines: wealth management, which is where my area of expertise falls; risk mitigation, that could be business insurance, property and casualty, captive insurance companies, etc. Legal planning needs, could be estate planning, that could be succession planning, maybe entity selection. Tax planning, not only tax returns, but also proactively looking at a client situation to minimize capital gains tax or estate tax or income tax. And then finally, business advisory services. That's when we sit down with a business owner and we help them really understand, what does their business look like today? Where are they trying to go? And how do they work with business specialists to help them get there? Analyzing things like key employee engagement, succession planning, measuring their key performance indicators, company culture, those types of things. So again, just to summarize, I'm making an effort to develop relationships with other professionals that truly see the value of offering proactive and holistic planning to clients. Between their expertise, my expertise, and a team of national top planners, we essentially could cover 95+% of clients' needs. And to me, not only is that fulfilling in terms of being able to bring more value to my clients and to the marketplace, but it also creates much stickier client relationships and truly a unique value proposition that all of a sudden is a story worth telling. So that's basically it. You're not really asking for anything out the gate. In fact, you're looking for opportunities to bring them value. You're explaining your virtual family office experience. You're talking to them about what it would look like to essentially become a member of your virtual family office. And then you're opening it up for questions to see where the conversation goes from there. And develop that relationship slowly. Like, don't expect anything right out the gate. Just spend some time developing it, really understand who they are, understand where they fit within your current structure and your current relationships, and then start making some introductions, not by handing off referrals, but rather by truly making introductions and sitting in those conversations and helping facilitate them to the best of your ability. So I hope that video was helpful. If it was, if you found it interesting, hit the thumbs up button for me, please. That is very helpful to the algorithms. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't already. We try to release 2 to 3 new videos like this a month, just free education for our community. And if there are any follow-up questions that you would like me to cover, whether it's to do with who should be on your national team and how to build that team, or any other things that I've touched on in the video, let me know in the chat box below. I'd be happy to cover that in a future video. That's it for today. Thanks again.